Hello everyone, Edain here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we've got a video that is a return to a video I did nearly 3 years ago now. And a video I did talk about in a post not too long ago. Just going to be talking about why I still prefer to play the Edain mod over the Age of the Ring mod. There are a lot of reasons. Some of them are gameplay preferences. Some of them are personal preferences. Mainly being that, well, for one thing, Age of the Ring, I've had a lot of fun in the past. It's a really fun mod. It's still getting a lot of love and attention, and soon they're going to be releasing the finale for their grand campaign, the final part, The Return of the King. They've done Fellowship of the Ring and Two Towers, and I've played through all of that to completion on the hardest difficulty about 3-4 years ago now. It was really fun. I am tempted to at least play it, probably not record it, but we'll see. But there are a lot of little reasons why I prefer to play the Edain mod over Age of the Ring. And as I said, I'm going to be splitting them up, talking firstly about gameplay reasons, then about personal reasons. Because it's a lot. There is a lot, and I just want to say, before I do get into all of it, these are my opinions. These are my reasons for why I'm choosing to play just this one mod and not branch out and play Age of the Ring from time to time again. And you could completely disagree with my reasonings. You could agree with them. You could be a mix of both. You could still prefer to say Age of the Ring is better. Why not play it? Or you're still doing good with Edain, but maybe you should play Age of the Ring. No, is basically what I'm going to say to that. I've preferred to play Edain mod. Firstly, for what I've shown here, main gameplay preference is the style of gameplay with with these camp, castle, outpost structures. It's just how I prefer to play. Not only is it more nostalgic, because I've been playing this game for nearly 20 years now. I've been playing a lot more Battle for Middle-earth 1, and I've always enjoyed this castle system. Back when I was playing it when I was very young, when I was still a child, getting into my teenage years, I only got into Battle for Middle-earth 2 and Rise of the Witch King, mainly for the campaigns. The extra factions were fun and all, but I very quickly lost interest in the free build system that nearly every other RTS game out there incorporates. And even though for a time I did enjoy Age of the Ring, I struggled with getting into Edain because I was going back to this fixed build system. But after many years working really hard personally and just for the channel in general, I've gotten to a point in this mod that I can confidently say I can do a lot more than I could with any other mod. It just gives me so many opportunities to do so many things with just how the game is structured compared to Age of the Ring for me. Some people disagree, obviously, but for me, the Age of the Ring is a PvP focused mod. I feel like a lot of people will agree with me on that the PvP experience is much better than the PvE experience for Age of the Ring. Whereas for me, personally, I've loved playing the Edain PvE experience. I've not really touched the PvP experience much. I played like maybe 2 games against people. One ended abruptly because they had to go by the time we were halfway through the game. And the second one was a free-for-all I recorded ages ago. Well, I recorded the replay. And I won because I was just left alone. And which is what normally happens in a free-for-all. One person might just get left alone in a free-play free-for-all. Another thing is that the AI for Age of the Ring, I find, is very repetitive with how they play. Every faction, it feels like they just do the exact same thing, just with different textures. Yes, the powers are different, but those powers are still incredibly powerful, easily exploitable, with just throwing, for example, back when I did play Age of the Ring, Gondor would have the summon 4 eagles at tier 4, and that could destroy the main fortress building. You know, this kind of building that was like your core building is your core building in free build system. And once that's destroyed, it's incredibly expensive to get back. You can't get more builders. If your builders die, that's it. And then you just constantly you just stagnate. The game kind of stagnates after you lose that important building, which does happen with Edain as well. Except this building, if it's destroyed, it's very easy to get back. It's 1,000 resources. You can also have other camps or outposts. Well, actually, no, you wouldn't have a camp and a castle in one place, but you get what I mean. In a larger scale map, you might have 8 camp locations. Someone might have taken 4. You have to destroy all 4 of them, one by one, but you can also build up on there quite easily. And then there's also outposts, which can give you this free plot system to get whatever you need from it. And then there's also your unique outposts, which every faction has at least 1 unique outpost. Angmar technically doesn't, but they do have 2 unique attributes in their citadel for the outpost. Your command points and your resources are all tied down to the building that you need to expand everywhere in the free build system. Not just in Age of the Ring, but Edain free build as well is exactly the same. I honestly have never liked that decision from EA just in general for this RTS to have all your resources so spread out that they're so easily destroyed that people had to come up with a strategy of building military buildings next to the resource building to try and protect it. I never personally liked that. This system, where you just have a bunch of buildings all in one position that are safely secluded around some fortress walls, some steady camp walls, or you just expand by taking these settlement plots that are often protected by layers that you can then destroy, get more resources to build up the settlement. Also felt better. Also, the fact that you can, for these, let's actually come out of here now so I can show you, you can just get buildings to tier 3 and keep them tier 3 by getting things such as these tools. One of my favourite implementations, because before this came out for Edain, you had to get 2 separate upgrades to get to tier 2 and tier 3. You'd have to get bonus resources, bonus command points, or bonus defenses twice to get to tier 3 and just get bonus resources from the building being tier 3. In Age of the Ring, unless they've changed it, which I don't believe they have, every resource building starts at level 1. And it's the same as in Vanilla BFME 2 and Rise of the Witch King. If the building's destroyed, it's starting back at level 1. You have to have basically 100% to get that building to level up as fast as possible, to get more command points. You can't just build all your buildings in one place because then they don't level up, they don't generate resources. In certain maps, that can really tie you down in what you can do, and it was, for me, really frustrating. Which is one of the key reasons, back when I did the 7 reasons why I prefer Edain over Age of the Ring, this is one of the biggest problems I had with just Battle for Middle-earth 2 and Age of the Ring, and basically every mod that has the that way of playing with the resource buildings. I cannot protect all my buildings all at once, not against other players, not against AI. I'm terrible at it. But with these walls, I can just close the gates. I can have these defenses. I don't have to build a bunch of extra defenses like the AI does in Age of the Ring. Their fortresses are nearly impenetrable with how they build them up. It's incredibly exhausting, and you're just constantly fighting a battle of attrition. Where in Edain, if you really feel like you need to build some siege, you can build some siege. But some of your powers do have the strength needed to just make something work sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Like what I've shown with almost every single video I've made. I will build up a strong army. I will move that army into the middle of the enemy base and just attack, destroy the citadel, and then destroy everything else around it. Really simple straightforward strategy where compared to the AI, you've got to destroy one building, great, and now they're already rebuilding 3 others that you've destroyed not too long ago because builders exist, and they're just going to keep doing it because the AI is cheeky like that. But I understand some things are built like that, and again, I do believe the Age of Ring mod is PvP focused. Obviously, the AI being more difficult doesn't exactly triangulate to just them being better at managing things. It's just that they manage more things at once that a normal person could not. At least not with extensive training, and I'm not a person that plays PvP hardcore, whatever you want to call it. I play games for fun. And if I'm not having fun, I stop. Simple as that. It's happened with a bunch of games in the past. With Edain, with the Siege update, I was so upset with how much the AI would have spammed Siege. I did quit for a bit. This is like years ago, though, so probably no one will even remember this. This was back when I kind of started Age of the Ring. And then I remember, oh god, how many Age of the Ring videos did I make that was like an hour long just to beat one AI? Whereas with Edain, I can play a 30-minute video, a 30-minute game, and feel satisfied with the start to end because I've been working hard, progressing my armies, my heroes, my powers, and I'm not just stuck with all my powers at the very end, but sat in my base because I can't leave because my entire army just got destroyed trying to walk over there. To be fair, the last game I showed was Iron Hills versus Gondor. They summoned the Eagles twice. I ran away one time with the Ram Riders. The other time, I shot them down. And then the Army of the Dead appeared. I just kept walking. And most of my army escaped. The Army of the Dead, because I left some things behind to just be sacrifices. And again, it may not have been the best strategy. I probably could have done something differently to be even better. But I had fun because I actually employed some kind of strategy that actually worked. It actually helped me progress in the game to a point where I just enjoyed the game. And with Age of the Ring, 1 hour, 2 hour long games is not the experience I want. I don't want to have to be burnt out from playing one game. It's kind of why I don't play I don't make a bunch of videos back to back anymore, because I like just playing my one game, call it a day. And thankfully, because of my situation with moving into my own place, I just make videos more often. And I've actually been enjoying the game more by not having to keep making videos back to back, feeling stressed about getting things done in time. But that's something I should be talking about later. I'm mainly meant to be talking about gameplay the gameplay experience at the moment. And then I've also already talked about how powers are just too much of a power grab. You get one thing and it destroys an entire army instantly. No, like Army of the Dead, we fight. You see them slowly arise. I remember Dol Guldur had a level 10 power, which is basically just a some evil corrupting poison that would instantly kill even the most elite army. Turn them into Barrow-wites. Instantly. No few seconds of it coming up. No sound effect telling you, oh, this is about to happen, you might want to run. No, just instantly dead. Oh, that was a nice snap. Which, for me, it's a thing that doesn't matter as much in PvP, because I imagine players don't just sit around too much, taking their time building up strength. They're constantly like playing about. But for me, I like to build up something nice. I am the kind of person who has OCD, who likes to just build up a strong army, like I did with the dwarves. I sat my army in my base, I made it nice and strong, and when I knew I was ready to go out, I went out and I destroyed the enemy in one go. I only ran around with the Ram Riders, because that's all I needed. However, I do want to also say some good things about the Age of Ring mod. I don't want to say all negative things, because a few people have actually said to me, there are some good things about the Age of the Ring mod that are probably better than Edain. And I'll admit there are a few things. Most of the fact there are more playable factions. You've got Dol Guldur, Haradwaith. Yeah, those are the two other factions. There's also the adventure factions, which I've noticed You can play them on unique maps, and I think they also made it where you can make unique you can download unique maps through their like standalone version, where you can basically play any of these unique adventure factions like Dorwinion, Angmar on any map. You can prioritize it to where it works like that. However, I have to say, Edain has kind of done the same thing for a lot longer, because you might notice I'm currently playing as Gondor. Gondor has 2 sub-factions that can only be played on certain maps. Belfalas maps for Belfalas and Arnor maps for Arnor. Granted, they don't have as much variation as like Dorwinion being a mix of men and elves, Dale having a lot of manpower. But I also want to again talk about outposts. Edain does have a lot of outposts that give unique things for each faction. The Dwarves have 3 unique men factions soon. Dorwinion will be added soon for the Iron Hills. That adds some extra flavour to each faction. The outposts are basically the adventure bonus factions. Mordor has Dol Guldur and Minas Morgul. But it would be interesting if the Edain mod could bring out more more similar sub-factions that Gondor currently has. I think that would be a very nice thing they could do in the future. Will they? I don't know. There's still supposedly 2 factions the Edain mod hasn't brought out yet that are likely evil men factions. At least that's what a lot of people have told me as well. Another thing about the Age of the Ring mod is that people see it as more visually appealing, which I can understand. It is a beautifully done mod with beautiful models, beautiful buildings. All it looks amazing. I need to make sure I'm not going to eventually get attacked by the Easter egg. I'm realising I chose this on a really stupid map, even though it is the Fords of Eisen. Oh, anyway. The visual appeal is a great thing for certain mods. And for me, I would sometimes just be taken aback by how nice some of those models are. Some of how unique attack animations were. Some movement animations were even. But for me, the Edain mod has also is close to reaching that level as well. The buildings for me are my biggest appeal. Unit models I'm not bothered about. Hero models not really bothered about. But the buildings really grab my attention because I love like building. I am a big Minecraft player, if it wasn't obvious by me talking a lot about the buildings. I love making these buildings in different games as well. It just looks so good, in my own opinion. And they have been doing it from other factions as well. Isengard got an update recently. Will another faction get an update for their buildings? I don't know. But a lot of the factions already have unique, new-looking buildings, so maybe not. I know the Down on Chain mod has done a lot of that stuff as well, which is another thing. The Down on Chain mod is very similar to Age of the Ring in the fact that it is a more PvP-focused mod, where PvE stability is not as well maintained, because they put more effort into focusing on the PvP aspect, which is absolutely fine. But because I am a PvE player, obviously I'm not as incentivized to play the PvP experience. And now, again, I'll be going into that in personal reasons, actually quite short, very short, because I've not got a lot more to talk about. Just thinking about it, I'm just going through all my bullet points again, make sure I've just gone for everything. And of course, I've already talked about how the Age of the Ring has an amazing custom campaign. And if the Edain mod can make a custom campaign of that quality in the future, I will be in love even more with this faction than I already am. This game. Because they have tried to make like a few little campaigns in the past, and they sometimes work. They sometimes are very, very buggy, unfortunately. But yeah, overall, if you enjoy a PvP experience, a more visually appealing mod, and more more diversity in factions, then the Age of the Ring mod is the mod for you. For me, and why I like the Edain mod so much, is if you want a fixed build system, you want a comeback mechanic in where you don't just lose the second you're forced into a corner. You can actually come back from a near defeat. You can, if you want to have a wide range of AI experiences, because every single faction plays differently with their AI. Mordor, for example, is the most devastating faction to play against. They are so strong if you give them all of their powers, which they use, all of them, except for Grond, unless you're on a castle start. But yeah, Mordor is insanely powerful and fun to play against, honestly, if you want a really challenging experience. Same with Misty Mountains. If they get an outpost and build mountain giants, they are some of the most terrifying forces on this Middle Earth. And it is so fun if you can beat down that fissure very early, which reminded me of a game I actually played here on the Fords of Eisen, where a fissure was built here. I was Rohan with Theodred, and I just built the his little command post, and that command post destroyed the outpost for me. That is one of my crowning moments in this mod. I'm just going to quickly turn vision on and make sure I'm not just about to get attacked by Wildman. So I can just keep talking, and if it does happen, I'll probably just close the game out and just go into the loading screen. Because there's a few things actually in the loading screen as well I want to talk about. And another big appeal for me with the Edain mod is the uniqueness of every single faction. Gondor having a signal fire where you can get some unique units that do the exact same thing as your basic Anorian troops, but have some uniqueness in they just having different damage type, damage to buildings, ways of just stopping charging, and good against other archers. You've also got the formation, ability to make your formations even more impactful with Gondor, and of course Arnor and Belfalas. You've got different ways of playing the faction depending on the map you're playing. Then Rohan has the corrupted Theoden mechanic, where you start with a weak faction leader, but you get his power, and then he suddenly becomes one of the best heroes in the game. We're also with the drafting peasants mechanic as well, where you have, again, a very weird, weak start, but it could become very, very powerful. Then you have the dwarves with the choices of 3 different factions to play as, compared to the Age of the Rings 2 factions. The three dwarves are very fun. Erebor, very aggressive. Iron Hills, very defensive, with Ram Riders for a actual cavalry unit. And Ered Luin for a unique hero-based experience. Lothlorien with a more unique starting base compared to even Gondor or Mordor, for example. You know, walls or no walls, you would actually have just parapets and gangways to go shoot from, and also having the stealth mechanic. Imladris would have the library where you research all of your extra tech, but also have very expensive units to begin with, so you have a more micro-focused gameplay. Mordor has Sauron, and oh my god, no mod, no game can ever replicate how amazing Mordor is in this mod. Sauron, his entire expansion of power mechanic and his influence mechanic is one of the most well-made mechanics in RTS history, in my opinion, and nothing will ever take that from its rightful pedestal as just one of the best made factions in the game. In any game, in fact. I'm just putting it there. Nothing can stop Mordor. Isengard, I've always had a bit of a troubled time with Isengard. I've had a troubled past, but I'm learning to love them again, because they have a very fun industrial economy. A little slow early game, but you make up for it by having things like the Wildman of Dunland, the new Dunland Gaverstow, and in the late game, your upgrades go way beyond nearly every other faction with how far they can go, and turning every unit to level 5 is amazing as well. Then Angmar having their vassal system, every settlement gives them a tribute cart which you put into your buildings to give them levels and money. And then finally the Misty Mountains being a pseudo free build faction where you have 2 buildings you can build anywhere on the map, Goblin Town and Gundabad, and all your settlement buildings make units, either goblins, wargs, or trolls. Oh, and unfortunately, the most unique thing I can think about for uniqueness for factions in Age of the Ring is like Dol Guldur, having unique builders that are used only once, but you can make a lot of them from various different places. Their slow decay, which they've changed a bunch in the past, and there's just having very devastating elite troops. that makes for a unbalanced gameplay experience if we rush for them really early, which a lot of players did when I used to do PvP. And honestly, I'm done. That's all of the gameplay aspects for why I prefer the Edain mod over the Age of the Ring mod. Now, for personal reasons, I've kind of gone over a few of them already. Main one being that, well, is also a gameplay experience one. I'm not a PvP player. I'm a PvE player. And I just don't find the PvP experience as fun in Age of the Ring as I do in Edain. And the amount of time I have to take to just play one game in Age of the Ring compared to Edain is... It's insane how much smoother the gameplay experience is against AI. You're not forced to spend an entire hour just to try and win one game. You can spend 20 minutes even in a game, and it will feel satisfying because you are taking the time to build up your power. You may not be going all the way to having everything unlocked, but you don't need to have everything unlocked. All you need are the key essentials which you build for. For example, Iron Hills, Narin, Ram Riders. If I have them, that's my entire game plan done. That's all I need to have a really fun time with the Iron Hills. With Ered Luin, I like to go for all the 13 dwarves, because having the company of 13 working together, it reminds me of the Goblin Town fight, where they was constantly fighting through every single area in Goblin Town to escape. And many other things back and forth from it. For Gondor, I love using their fiefdom mechanic. It's so much fun. And so on and so forth. I could go on all day. I've already kind of gone on a lot about it. But another thing is, back when I did play Age of the Ring, and this is kind of a thing that probably isn't as bad anymore, but I really felt like the PvP experience compared to PvE was like night and day. I hated it. I grew to hate the PvP experience. Not because I hated the people I was playing against. The people I was playing against were fine. They were very happy when we were playing with them. They didn't... there wasn't any negativity or toxicity between us. I just hated it because it was a very different experience to the PvE experience. And at that point, I spent 15 years at least playing PvE. So the first time playing PvP and having to adapt to this new experience was very challenging. And unfortunately, everyone I played against was already really bloody good at the game. And before anyone even wants to put in the comments, I'll happily play with you, I'm a new player, blah, 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 blah. No. I'm taking it away from the PvP experience. You enjoy it. If you enjoy it, have fun. If you've got a little friend group you play it with, by all means, play it with them. Have a fun time. Enjoy the game. That is the point of the game, is to enjoy it, as I've already said. I just don't enjoy it anymore. I don't think I ever did. I put so much effort into trying to enjoy it, to trying to play the game, not just to win, but to enjoy it. And it got to a point where I was like, okay, we're not even 5 minutes in the game, and I'm already losing. I've got no ground. I've lost most of my starting stuff. I can't build up. I might as well just quit the game, say, sorry for wasting your time, move on. And that's what it came to. I was so down on myself with the entire experience. I said I actually had to take a hiatus from everything YouTube, because I hated myself as much as I hated the gameplay experience. And so I had to take just a break from everything, because not only was I having problems just in life in general, I was just struggling to enjoy the game. And as I've already said, if I don't enjoy the game, I'm stopping. And I did. I came back a couple weeks later, feeling better, feeling less depressed overall. I had done different things like counselling and all that other stuff. I know it's been years, and a lot of this probably doesn't even... and no one really wants to listen to, but yeah, I was in a lot better of a mental state than I was back then. And I still play the PvE experience, because I still enjoyed the mod decently. I still wanted to enjoy the mod. I kept trying to go back to Edain from time to time and didn't really... Well, I can't even remember if I enjoyed it or not at that point. But I kept trying between both. And it got to a point where I preferred the Edain Mod experience before more than Age of the Ring. And then I think there was like the new updates with like Dragons and Isengard being updated. With the patches. This was at least 4 years ago now. Then they brought out the Two Towers campaign. I played through all of that. Had a really fun time. It was really challenging. I struggled with it. But I enjoyed it. And I played through that. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm done with Age of the Ring for now. Let's just go to Edain. Let's just play Edain Mod. Let's play some other mods maybe. Because this was also... well, actually, no, there was that already past COVID. Well, the start of COVID anyway. I was already back at work, working. And that was one of the reasons for my stress at the time. A lot better now, though. A lot better now. Just wanted to say that. And then, yeah, I was constantly playing the Edain mod. Got really fun at it. Got really good at it. I made different kinds of content. Ranking heroes, units, buildings, maps was a thing I tried to do and didn't enjoy that. And just over time, I kind of forgot about the Age of the Ring mod. And then I came back to it for 3 videos. Hated the experience, basically. I tried to enjoy it. No one watched it, basically. It's still very unviewed even to this day, 3 years in the future. And then I made the video about why I was sticking with the Edain mod over Age of the Ring. And it became one of my most popular videos. Even though it was just a video just like this one, just saying, okay, this is why I enjoy this mod more than I enjoy this mod. Even though some other people might enjoy the mod for those reasons, I prefer this mod because of how I play the game. This is the experience I like the most. And I've stuck with it. I've stuck with it for 3 years, not really looking back. And I'm going to continue to do so. I have gone through to tried a few different mods here and there, like the Edain Unchained mod. I gave that a go. But unfortunately, the PvE experience in that is not the same as this mod. I just could not bring myself to enjoy it in the same way. So I said, okay, I've had my fun. I've played everything I wanted to. I'm going to move on to the next thing. I also played a different mod that was introduced to me by just someone on Discord, a friend of a friend. And I played that for a bit. I can't even remember the name of that mod now. I feel really bad about not remembering that. But I played that, had some fun with that. Moved on. And, yeah, honestly, I'm still happy playing the Edain mod. And also, there's new things out, like the Dawnless Days mod. I've actually been really enjoying that mod. But I don't think it's a mod that I would enjoy making YouTube content on, because my way of playing it is basically just sit still for a bunch of time, get a really powerful army, get a bunch of very powerful armies with lots of economy, and just rush the entire map. Which, yeah, it doesn't make very good YouTube content, I don't think. But hey, maybe in the future. But for now, I am sticking to the Edain mod. I'm happy with where I am. Personally, professionally, technically, if you want to call what I call doing on this YouTube channel professional. And one more thing, really, is that they just for the Age of the Ring mod, there are so many other content creators that play this mod that I would just be a little fish in a big pond. I feel like if I was to go back to doing Age of the Ring content, it would just be the same stuff as everyone else, unless I did something like a ranking video, which no one else does. But no, I would have to play the mod again to have the knowledge to do what I do for the Edain mod, because as I've already said, I really enjoy where I am right now. Just overall, I'm enjoying the Edain mod. I'm enjoying life. I'm going to keep it that way. No need to veer off the path for the moment. because the Edain Mod still has so many new interesting things coming in. Half castles being introduced was such a interesting such an interesting concept, and just the thought of more of them coming in, the thought of the working together with someone else between a riverbank, or two half castles mixed together, just gave such an interesting way of playing the game. It just gives so much versatility in what you can do, and it's just what I enjoy. So that is what I'm going to keep doing, basically. But yeah, overall, main thing, just a conclusion to all of this. I'm starting to get a bit of a sore throat. Both mods are amazing. Both mods have been incredibly worked on by an amazing team from both sides. Have this amazing community working with them, offering support in various different ways to just bring the best gameplay experience for everyone who loves Battle for Middle-earth, who loves Lord of the Rings. It's just I can't thank everyone who watches my videos enough. Thank you all so much for helping me realize a personal dream of mine, because without you guys, I probably would have stopped making YouTube videos years ago. I honestly, the gaming community in general with Battle for Middle-earth is so interesting to just hear all of your voices on this channel, on the various Discords, in the Moddb. It's all just thank you all for helping me realize my dream of making this kind of content, and not only enjoying the process, but actually enjoying the result of uploading every single video. Because you all do mean so much to me, every single one of you. And that's basically everything. Overall, play what you want to play. I'm not going to tell you, you should play this, you should play that. Play what you enjoy. Because that's what I'm going to keep doing. And enjoy the game how you like it. Don't let people tell you, this is, if you want to do this, if you want to enjoy the game. No. Enjoy the game by playing it how you want to. I know some people that play crazy ways of playing the game, and it works sometimes. I know someone who plays Misty Mountains doesn't build a single basic Moria building. They instead just build all their units from their settlements. I know someone who just likes the Wildman spam as Isengard, who likes the Battle Wagon spam with the dwarves. Play how you want to play. I can always offer you advice on how I play, but play how you want to play. And I like learning about how other people play as well. I like giving their experiences a go, in fact, in some of my own videos from time to time. And I'm just honestly can't think of what else to say to wrap this up. Start of a new year already, and I feel it's going to be a good one. I can't wait to see what comes in the future, and see you all in the next one. Farewell.